Hello everyone, it's Tracy. Welcome or welcome back. This is my week 11 update for St. Rose Rectory. Okay, so I wanted to, first of all, nothing has happened with the butler's pantry. Absolutely nothing. I did find wallpaper for the back of the butler's pantry that I need to order, but I need to I haven't measured. I've just put it on the back burner in favor of other projects at the moment. One being the upstairs bedroom where I exposed the original wallpaper. I'm just gonna walk you through some of what's going on up there and talk through some of the problem areas that I'm going to be tackling. In addition, something kind of wild happened this week, and there was someone in the neighborhood who was doing tree maintenance. I don't even know how to explain how this happened. So out of the blue, this guy pulls his truck up by my house, and I'm out in the yard with the dogs, and he says hi and I say hi, and within a matter of hours he's chopping down some of my trees. I've been trying to get someone out here for months to look at these trees, and he just happened to be here and happened to make time. I don't even know if he had time, but he made time. I gave him 2 days of work. He took down 9 trees, and I'll be honest, you can't tell. You cannot tell that 9 trees are gone. The yard looks exactly the same, which is wild. And there's more trees that need to come down, and there's trees that need to be maintained, but it was a really good start. It was expensive, cost $3,400 to have 9 trees removed and 9 stumps ground down. But it was just sort of like, you're here, we gotta do this type of thing. So some of the trees I had taken down were trees that were blocking light for other trees, but for the most part they were either damaged or dying trees and invasive species. So I still have one invasive left that needs to come out, but everything else that's left just needs some maintenance. And then I have a bunch of trees in my fence line that when I get ready to do the fence will have to come out as well, and some bushes that need to come out. There's still so much work to do, but I was so excited to at least just get some progress made in the yard, especially on something that I can't do myself. So that was one big thing that happened this week. Another big thing that happened this week was the faucet in the kitchen has been leaking ever since I moved in. I was looking for faucets for the Chicago kitchen, and I stumbled across a really pretty faucet on eBay I couldn't pass it up. It was super cheap. So I grabbed it. It was open box. So I installed it, and now I have 2 leaks. So I need to take that off today and wrap more tape around the pipes and just put everything back together. It was a good project to do because I discovered that I don't have any water shutoff valves to the kitchen sink. The only water shutoff valve I have for the cold water is the main line. So I located that, and I'm better acquainted with the setup in the basement. And yes, I've been going into the basement. I haven't talked about the basement a lot, and I won't go on a tangent now, but I'll just say I'm saving a basement tour for a spookier part of the year because it is a spooky space. So I've been going down in the basement by myself, which is a huge step forward for me. And as much as I didn't want to do that for this faucet project, I really wanted to get this new faucet installed, and it's beautiful, it's lovely, it works great. I just have to go back and fix the leaks that I created by trying to stop a leak that was already existing. So that's on the docket for today. And then, so the last little thing, this is going to be kind of a short video. Let's just go walk through the upstairs, and I'll point out some things in the bedroom that I uncovered that it's gonna take some work to get it a space that we can move into and live in and have that be a bedroom for a while. I'll show you what I mean. So update on the bat situation as well while we're walking upstairs. I have not had another one, so I think it was just a one-off event. I checked the attic, I checked the basement, I moved a plant up here, but no bats since then, which I'm very grateful for. Okay. I can't even begin to describe how different the mood is in this room with that fiberboard pulled off the walls. This wallpaper is beautiful, but unfortunately probably not salvageable, and I will show you why. Other than the hundreds of nail holes due to these little fairing strips, there is quite a bit of cracking. Quite large cracks. All of the corners need some amount of repair. I'm assuming this is just from some settling over the years of the house, and the fact that there's a gigantic tree growing on this side of the house. You can kind of see the outline of the mantle where it used to be. That's pretty cool. They had some sort of something along there. I'm not really sure what that would have been. And I will have to look at the trim, but it's possible that there was some sort of, I don't know if you can see it. You can see it really good right there. Some sort of trim piece that maybe went around. I still haven't figured out if there was any sort of picture rail in any of these rooms. It might be up under that trim up there, but I would be very surprised if there wasn't any, because that was primarily how people hung their pictures in the Victorian era. Used to be a fireplace here. Not sure if it was a full fireplace. I think it was a full fireplace with a mantle, but it also could have had been a mantle with a stove and a stovepipe. I am not sure. And then this is the side that is going to need some work. We'll start here. Beautiful electrical work. So I'm probably going to have to take the plaster down right here in this section, and I'll get everything rewired and brought up to code, because this sure is not code. This is terrifyingly dangerous. But I'm assuming they did this when the house was converted from knob and tube to these cloth wires. And then the best part, this hole that they've fixed with Scotch tape. Definitely not the method I would use for repairing plaster, but if it's what you have on hand, I guess it'll do. And this is just a gigantic crack. Some sort of shift happened don't know if the house settled. I don't know if the bricks were disturbed from maybe a repair on the exterior. I'm not sure. But I'll have to... Currently I'm debating between sending in a sample of this to make sure that I match the material, because I don't want to use something that will be incompatible with the historic brick and cause damage to any of the brick. So that's my thought process at the moment. I also have some books that I can reference to figure out how I can repair this, because unlike the plaster walls in my bungalow, which was the lath was installed on these fairing strips that were attached to the brick, there is no lath on these exterior walls. It's plaster that has been applied directly to the brick, which I'm not familiar with how to make repairs on that, so I'll have to do some research and figure it out. But all of this other plaster in here is attached to lath. You can see right here, this little hole. You can see the lath that runs horizontal. And some sort of writing. 8 3/4. So yeah, this is the upstairs bedroom. It's in really good shape. I haven't pulled down the ceiling tiles yet. I'm a little nervous to do that because ceiling repair is probably my least favorite thing ever. But the walls are in great shape considering they're 126 years old. The house is, you know, I'm surprised how well the wallpaper was preserved. I'm excited to dig into the other rooms and see what the wallpaper looks like. Current thought process is that I might maybe capture a sample of the pattern and have it recreated, but I will at the very least try to save a section of wallpaper when I remove it and find some way to, like, I don't know, hang it in here, maybe frame it or something like that. But it'd be nice to pick something that's kind of complementary to this. Obviously, if it was in great condition, I would just probably, patch a few holes and call it good. But I don't really, in my opinion, it's just not salvageable. So yeah, that is the update on the bedroom. Still have a giant pile of trash in the middle of the floor, but it's really not as bad. This looks really bad, but it's really not as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And for this electrical specifically, I will probably have to pull the fiberboard off on this side as well and make sure there's nothing hiding on this side. But yeah, thanks so much for watching and supporting. And again, I'm Tracy. This is my week 11 update for St. Rose Rectory. I'll see you all next week.